Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah.
It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.
It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mark and Will Show. I'm yours truly, Will, in the building. Yes, sir. And the mayor. What's going on? Be the mayor? What's the
What's
deal?
going on, sir? What's going on, man? How you doing this thing?
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Just doing what I do. Doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? You been taking care of business? A little bit? A little bit?
A little bit. You know,
Little
go
bit.
back to work next. Go back to work next week. So yeah, man, just just doing more stuff around the house.
Right.
Get ready to get back into this work swing. So just a little bit.
I know that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, man, it's been so hectic, which is a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Just constantly trying to do things and shaking and moving, man, see that Dame Lillard got traded yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? He's with Milwaukee. So, you know I'm busy when I didn't find that out till later on last night.
Yeah.
Because, usually I'm like, boom, boom. I'm like, wow.
Because it's one of them trades that wasn't expected. You know, everybody was like Miami, and then Milwaukee came in and like, you know what? Come on to Milwaukee.
Better do something. Because we know Greek the Freak is thinking about jetting anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you better try to get a championship while you can. Let's just put it that way. Another one. You know what I'm saying? So,
And you better try to go get his other brother. You better go get both brothers.
all right, man, real quick. I agree. I don't know who it was. Somebody was like, man, about the two brothers, man, they taking up spots, man. I mean, up some good play. And I get it. My thing is this. You're still on the contract, and we know how people like, I'm going to take my ball and run. But look at the two players that they probably could have. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they'd be elite, but, them dudes ain't on the bench for free.
True, but at the same time, they probably tied into his contract.
Hey, if he's smart, I wouldn't. I'd be like, nah, you're going to pay him because, they going to do whatever they can to keep him. So
Right.
It's like, hey, get them out of my pockets. Get them out of my pockets, give them about $1 million a year, 2, 3, whatever you got to do, minimum, very minimum. But we all know that he's already hinted that he's thinking about, doing something else, going somewhere, a bigger market. So, hey, Milwaukee gambled, man. They said, let's go ahead and do this. I feel him, though. I feel him. It is what it is. Speaking of it is what it is, right here, man, let's get into it. This is where you're going to find us at the Mark and Will Show, period. Twitter, which is X, Facebook, TikTok, you don't stop, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. The man, that Players Club Facebook group is off the chain. It's got about 9,100 members on it. Facebook is where we do all the interviews and things like that. So make sure you go ahead and give our Facebook page a follow. Let's do it. Let's rock and roll. You know how we do. And we're going to rock and roll tonight because we're going to preview these high school games, right, man? I mean, I'm telling you, I'm ready. Always ready. And for the people who don't know, I went 18-6 last week.
Oh, that's pretty good.
18-6. And, and the thing, you just got to catch the mayor. Because sometimes, mayor can't pick these games, but you got to catch how he say certain things. And that's what I do. I can't, like, wait a minute. When I think stuff, it's like, okay, it's a chant. Like, no. And I said, okay, let me do it this way. And so, hey, I pay attention, my brother. I pay attention. So let's go ahead and get started. We got a game. Go ahead. What you got?
Well, tonight's game is already in action. Right now at halftime, it's 12-6. J-Town over Western at halftime right now.
J-Town 6-0 at Western 1-4. Like you said, it's going on right now. I can't believe Western got a. That's kind of mean. a touchdown. I guess that's kind of mean of me.
And actually, they scored the first touchdown. It was 6-0.
Was it? I
It,
wonder if it was Mr. Word.
it was 6-0 at the end of the first quarter. So J-Town
Okay.
must have just scored. J-Town must have just scored their touchdowns.
Okay. Well, J Town is led by Caden Ruff, you know what I'm saying, with 757 yards. He doing his thing and on defense, Cameron McDaniels. It's the twin, his brother, big brother, and Cameron, the McDaniel brothers, man, they just eating, they feasting. But I will say this. Stay focused. You're going to get some 1-4. Take care of business. And then without a doubt, I'm taking J Town on this one. It's 12-6 now, but it's probably going to be 40-something to 6 shortly. I don't know. When you face a team, that when you overwhelming favorite, man, how do you keep your boys focused on this, man? What do you think that Coach Ellison did to say, hey, reiterate, hey, man, this is very important, game by game?
History. Let's continue to make history. Let's continue to be the first.
Yeah, you better, because I know they got a big game on the horizon. So hey, take care of business. J Town, yeah, I'm riding with J Town. It's all good, even though we need those hats.
Right.
People playing games, I'm telling you, I'm going to have a stop clock on here, man. And that when the people who supposed to be doing what they're supposed to do, it's going to be short lived. I'm just gonna put it that way, short lived. All right, so let's get it going into Friday games. First up, man, we got Henry County 4-1, go to Spencer County 2-4. I think it was Spencer got a very important win last week on that one. Spencer County, we know the physicality. Henry County coming off a loss. So to me, when I look at Henry County, because I think, wait a minute, who did Henry County lose to last week?
Oh, Eric Brock. Eric Brock and the
Eric
crew.
Brock went ahead and knocked them out and took it, because it was 4-0. So, they might be on a revenge tour, you know what I'm saying, trying to make up from last week on that one. I do know that Henry County is a rushing team. They got over 1,000 yards rushing. They've only given up 200 and something yards rushing. Over 500 yards passing, gave up 498 yards allowed, pretty much. And I don't know how many that was last week, because we know that, Eric Brock do what he do. Ray Matthews is their leading rusher with 700 yards rushing, 9 TDs. Man, what do you think about this game, man? Before I make my pick, what do you think about this game?
These are two teams that run the ball, obviously. These are two teams that run the ball. And I think, ever since, Spencer County didn't get that act right, I think they might be, lay at home is probably homecoming for Spencer County.
Right.
Let me see. Let me see real quick. Let me see. They won 38-0 last week. They might be due for a win, another one. But you got like I said, you got probably two teams that are identical with running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So this is gonna be a pick'em game to me. But both teams run the ball. So who can throw the ball? It's gonna come down to who can throw the ball in this type of game. Like who can make that one or two throws.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Kellen Marksburg, he leads them in rushing with 381, 3 TDs. I'm with you on this one, but what kind of scares me is that Spencer has allowed over 1,200 yards rushing. That kind of scares me big time. Even though they rush for over 1,000, but you giving up and you playing against Henry County, that's their wheelhouse. I know it's at Spencer County. I know Spencer County had a nice win. I'm gonna ride with Henry on this one, man. It's just something about that H. I'm gonna go with Henry on that. I could be wrong. It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last time. But I'm riding with Henry County on this one. Next up, Frankfort 1-4 at Southern 3-2. What's the deal? Just give me the breakdown. Give me what you need to give me, my brother.
Well, we took it on the chin last week, man. So we was able to fix some things that needed to be fixed and tweak some things that needed to be tweaked. We're coming off a Frankfurt team that lost to a pretty good Fairdale team last week as well. Frankfurt does have some athletes. So again, this is going to be one of those games to where, it's homecoming for us. So are we going to let the homecoming festivities derail us? Or are we going to come back and try to just bounce back from the chin, taking it on the chin last week?
Okay. Let's see. Southern homecoming. Got to dance right after the football game, don't they?
I don't think so.
They don't. Oh! I'm all on Southern now. Thank you, because I was thinking it might have been a little distraction. I guess they homecoming may be like Saturday or something like that, or
I
whatever.
think so.
Okay. All right. I'm all with Southern. I'm with Southern. I got to be with Southern this week. Gotta be with Southern this week. So I'm all of Southern. My head somewhere. I gotta, would have put it on. But hey, Southern, go ahead and take care of business. Franklin's coming in town. Get focused. Rock and roll. So I'm rocking with Southern with this one. Yeah. It's all good. Let me see. Uh-oh. Shelby County 2-4 at Western Hills 4-1. Shelby County. I mean, guys, everybody, you should know by now. Mr. Gianni Hunter, he's got over almost 1,200 yards, 1160, 10 TDs. He's averaging 193 yards a game, which is remarkable. Doing his thing with that. Receiving Landon Ford. 20 receptions, 308 yards, 3 TDs. On the defensive side, Mr. Isaac Estrada, you remember him from last year. He has a total of 69 tackles, 9 tackle for losses, 2 defensive sacks. I know that Western Hills, that record looks nice and everything. Shelby County had a tough schedule. What do you think about this matchup?
Okay. Last week, Western Hills passed for a -5 yards.
Oh, oh, God. Good God.
And you're looking at a Shelby County team that took a nice Air Force One kicking last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that the Black Forces episode last week, right?
Yeah, they took a Black Forces whooping last week.
Okay.
With that being said, Coach Harris, Coach Montgomery, Gianni, wear your Black Forces tomorrow. Western Hills last week gave up 355 yards to Spencer County last week. So I'm telling you now, Shelby County, just go ahead and put on your Black Forces. Marcus, send somebody on to Louisville. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to go all the way to the West End. You stop in Newburgh on Poplar level. Go ahead and get you a 50-piece and some pink lemonade and wedges and put on your Black Forces.
I got my pen out. I'm surprised. Okay, yeah. Shelby County, and I'm with you on this. I think this right here is going to be an explosion. I think Mr. Hunter is going to have a hell of a game. Taking care of business on that one. So, hey, I'm all with Shelby County, the Rockets. Let's go.
But only if they come with their Black Forces attire. They can't come with they got to come Black Forces ready.
They can't come with no pandas.
No, they can't come with the pandas. It's got to be strictly Black Forces.
They can't come with the pandas. All right, y'all heard them. Y'all heard it. If you're not, then we know what you did. Speaking of knowing what you did, Shawnee goes to Washington County. We got 2-4 Shawnee versus 4-2 Washington County. Shawnee's been there. I salute to them because first of all, they got 2 victories, but they've been traveling a lot. They've been rocking and rolling with that one. This game is going to be very interesting. Washington County has scored a total of 200 points. They've given up 113. They've rushed for over 1,000 yards, but they've given up 904 yards. Passing, they'll do a threat team, man. They passed for over 1,200 yards, but they've only given up 159 yards. They are led in rushing by Kamani Breeden, 61 attempts, 456 yards, 3 TDs. Receiving Isaiah Manley, 314 yards, 3 TDs. On the defensive side of the ball, let's see. They got Dustin Taylor, 28 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. What's going on, man? What you think about this game? And wait a minute, hold on real quick. And what movie would propel Shawnee in this matchup?
All right. Okay. So we looking at a 1 hour and 17-minute ride.
Good God.
64 miles. You just gotta. You. God bless. I'm gonna say. You know what?
What you gonna
I'm gonna
say?
say
What are you gonna say?
the Wildcats with Goldie Hawn and Wesley Snipes. And,
Oh
Woody
wow,
Harrelson.
wow. That's a classic. That's a classic right there. That's a classic.
It's a football movie, but it's a comedy. Oh,
Right.
Nope. I take it back. Unnecessary roughness.
Wow. Wow. I like the Wildcats though. I like that. Okay.
But unnecessary roughness is, a team that killed the team and built the team, and they,
True.
tied the game and won the
No,
game.
I get it. You right. I mean, I definitely get it.
And they got a little comedy in there, so
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to ride with Washington County on this one. I really hope I am wrong, but I'm gonna have to watch with that. You said an hour and what? 17 minutes? Something like that? No. I'm not even gonna mess with that. I'm truly ain't. That's something else. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Oh, guess who's up next? The guy's team that owes you some Seagram's ginger ale, right?
Yeah.
And refused to bet me last week, but wants to bet me on somebody else's team. Yeah, I have no idea. PRP 3-3 at Meade County. PRP is coming off a blowout loss to Male Bulldogs. Scored a late touchdown. They are led by, let me see. Deron Jones, 31 for 68, 416 yards, 6 TDs, 3 interception. Malachi Blackburn is the running back, 281 yards, 3 rushing TDs. Tucker Rolfe, he's the truth. He's plays defense for them. He has 60 tackles, 1.5 tackle for losses, and 2 sacks. He's very active, a good player on that side. And also, you're going to Meade County. That's a little bit different. That is going to not be an easy feat on that one. And the reason why, it ain't just because 5-1. It's Meade County. They're going to want to do some good things to a Louisville team. Let's just put it that way. Meade County is led by Cade Scott. He has thrown for 960 yards, 10 TDs, 6 interceptions, though. But he's also rushed for 417 yards and 5 TDs. Cruz Redmond, 325 yards rushing, 2 TDs. Bennett Hobbs, 253 receiving yards, 4 TDs. And Branson Stull, 2 TDs. 49 tackles for Wyatt Rainey. 4 sacks for Thomas. This is going to be a difficult game. I'm just going to say that. What you got on this game?
Both teams have played some fairly decent talent, some pretty good talent. Again, PRP's going there. Is PRP going to lean on that line? Let that line, man. PRP has one of the biggest lines in the city,
Huge.
maybe in the state.
Yes.
It's time for that line to earn their money, man. I'm sorry. It's time for that line. Like you probably looking at 250, 275, 300 across the board.
Easy.
And they ain't like they got no little short. They got probably 6 foot across the board, 6 foot and plus across the board.
Oh, yes.
It's time for that line to do some work, man. If I'm PRP, I'm making the line. I'm making the line block. We just go run the ball.
Got to be physical, right? And I'm with you. I saw it up close last week. They got to be averaging about 6'3", height wise. The line has to average about 6'3" and about 270. And that's me being nice. It is probably, they probably got somebody who's tilting. It's more close to 300. It's some big boys on that line. They got a nice running back. They probably need to run about. The quarterback, he's got a little length. He can run. They got the big old receiver out there. So if you got to do some play action to go ahead and throw it, I am with you. They have to change it and become physical. They have to knock people off the ball. You're absolutely right. I agree. Because what's going to happen is Meade County's going to hit them in their mouth. And are you going to react to that? If you don't, it's going to be an ugly game. So I'm with you. Like let's see, like how we talked about it before. Like let's we had Coach Morton, blow it up. You had Mel change some things. It's okay to change some things and tweak. Let's say tweak some things. Let's say tweak. That's a nice word. PRP needs to tweak, blow up, do whatever they got to do with that line because that line is huge. Let's run the ball. I love that. That's the way you take care of business because the passing game is not there. But you got a running back that if you go ahead and feed it to them and make these guys run block, I'm with you, man. Hey, I'm with you. But are they going to do it? I don't know. I'm going to Meade County. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, next up, North Bullitt 3-3 go to Grayson County. We know about Grayson County 5-1. Let's see. North Bullitt, Garrett Durbin leads them passing 502 yards, 6 TDs. Let me see on the rushing. You got Avery Kelly, 4 TDs, 266 yards. Let's see. My fault. That's receiving. 14 catches, 266 yards, 4 TDs. Rushing, you got Cole Graham, 46 carries, 296 yards. Garrett Durbin has rushed for 268, 3 TDs. That right there, and it's at Grayson. And like I said, we know Grayson because when I tell you this name, you're gonna say, "Oh, we've heard this name on the Mark and Will show, on the No Cap show, all that." So let me tell you who they're led by. Mr. Caden Henshaw has 804 yards rushing, 11 TDs. Kobe Chaffins has 574 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They have over 1,300 yards rushing as a team. Jaron Van Meter, 234 yards receiving, 4 TDs. On the defensive side of the ball, you got Jaron Van Meter, 40 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. Caden also leads them in interception with 2 interceptions. So Caden is all over the place. North Bullitt goes to Grayson County. What are you thinking about this game?
Okay. In the games in which they have lost, they have lost the rushing attack.
Okay.
I mean, in North Bullitt. So in the games that they have lost the rushing attack.
Okay.
Okay. One game they gave up 251 yards. Last week they gave up 319 rushing yards.
Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. And Mr. Henshaw's coming. He's gonna be doing his thing. He's already he probably get 1,000. Well, he'll probably have over 1,000 yards after this game total.
So is this another game in which he's probably done after the first quarter, first half?
I hope not, because I want to see some yardage. I want to see 200 something yards. You know what I'm saying? And 3-4 TDs. Unless North Bullitt says no, you can't have that.
He had 21 carries, 104 last week.
That's a lot of carries.
With 3 touchdowns.
That's a lot of carries, right? I mean, for high school, 21, 104. So that was a modest, you know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to get his carries. It's going to be, like you said, what is North Bullitt's defense going to do? And if they do anything what you have ripped off, then, oh, my gosh, they in trouble. and they in trouble. That I'm rolling with Grayson County on this one, without a doubt. Like I say, next up now. I don't know. More 3-2 at Seneca 3-2. More they have went away from the what was that? What Burger King? What deal was that? What did we call that deal?
The Mustang Mule.
Yeah, they have went away from the Mustang meal because they've taken it on the chin a couple of times. But okay, let's see. Jarvis Wallace leads them in passing with 537, 8 TDs. Nathan Moore, 351 yards on the ground, 1 TD. Jarvis Wallace, 312 yards on the ground, 9 TDs. He's a touchdown maker. Let's see. Defense, they led by, of course, Nathaniel Moore has 37 tackles and 4.5 tackle for losses, 2.5 sacks. Will they get on track? We don't know. We're going to find out. Seneca, man, they won last week. They lost to Butler the previous week. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Seneca going to continue to hold on to the ball. They lost to Butler on turning over the ball. Turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big win last week. They bounced back and won. They had a big win last week. I guess they was able to hold on to the ball. To me, this is a lightweight rivalry. Newburgish schools. So you can't get too up and you can't be too down. So who's going to be the most consistent with this game?
Right.
Yeah, Seneca goes leading back on that running attack again. They ran for 319 last week.
Woo. That's doing it.
You got to kind of go back to running the ball. If I'm Seneca, I'm running the ball. And it's probably homecoming. So I'm pretty sure Seneca's going to have a nice little crowd because it's probably homecoming. If not, then it is what it is. But you're 3-2, like I said, so it should be a good one.
Let me ask you.
3-2.
Let me ask you this. This whoever wins this one, this could propel some stuff. I mean, who don't want to be 4-2, versus 3-3. More of the past 2 weeks have been, I think have they got back-to-back losses? Is that what has happened to Moore?
Yeah, back-to-back losses.
Okay, so they need this in the worst way. But Seneca's been up and down. Like you said, the turnovers. May have some injuries. I don't know. This is a big game for both of these schools, man. I mean, 4-2. Go ahead.
But I'm gonna say this: Moore also last week lost to a team that had lost 19 straight.
Yeah, and also kind of hurt us with that big truck and Mark and Wheel show thing too. So yeah, okay. Seneca, you need this. Moore needs this, but hey. I'm rolling with Seneca on this one, man. And y'all can thank the mayor for this because I forgot about that 19-game losing streak that you snapped for that Lexington team. So I'm gonna go ahead and rock and roll with Seneca and Debo. It is what it is. Next up, Holy Cross at Nelson County. 2-3 Holy Cross, 5-1 Nelson County. Let's see. Holy Cross is led by Jamie Jones, 652 yards passing, 4 TDs, 6 interceptions. Rushing the ball, Penny Baker, 79 carries, 551 yards, 2 TDs. Jace Hardesty has 14 receptions, 263 yards, 4 TDs. Aiden DeWeese is leading them in defense with 43 tackles, 9 tackles for losses. Like I said, Holy Cross is 2-3. They're starving for a win. They need to take care of business. Nelson County's like, hey, you coming to the crib. We're going to see what's going on. Nelson County is led by Paul Brini. You guys are familiar with him. Mark and Will Show Player of the Week, Offensive Player of the Week. He's got 453 yards passing, 4 TDs, 5 interceptions. He has 294 yards rushing, 7 TDs. But they led by Joey Goff, 659 rushing yards, 9 TDs. Let me see. On the defensive side of the ball, Oliver Blinklow, 44 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 3 interceptions from Cam Morley. What's your thoughts on this game? Because really, Holy Cross, man, it's been another team roller coaster. But going to Nelson County, the full Nelson, baby. What's your thoughts on this?
In the one game in which they lost, Mr. Paul thrown more than 10 passes. Looking over his stuff, he's not thrown that many passes.
Right.
He's 4-4 here, 3 for 5 there.
Right.
The one game that they lost, he went 3 for 11, but he also threw 4 interceptions.
Okay, that's a lot.
So if Holy Cross, if Dylan can contain the line and hold down the front and push back, at the nose tackle spot.
Come on, Dylan.
If he's a force on the line for Holy Cross, this should be a game for Holy Cross because that means Holy Cross has stopped the run and they made them throw the ball. Because to me, if let's just looking at, he's got some decent numbers, but he doesn't want to throw the ball.
Right. He's more of a runner.
Yeah.
He's more of a runner.
He's more of a dual threat that doesn't really want to throw the ball. So if Holy Cross can get him to throw, let's say 15 passes, I'm rocking with, Holy Cross is going to win. But if he stays within his number, no more than 10 passes, Nelson County.
Right. How far is this trip? I don't think it's that far, though.
I don't think it's that far. From, they right there, Holy Cross right there on Dixie Highway.
Right. I don't think Nelson County is that far for that.
Let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's see. And you got to think, too, Holy Cross is a private school, so they probably play by different rules. Than a public school.
Right.
Than a public school would.
Right. All I know is this is a very, very important game for Holy Cross. You don't want to be 2-4. I don't know if it's a district game or whatever, because now everybody's, you got Shawnee's district game is in Lexington, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, you gotta travel 17 hours to play against people now, so who knows? With everybody mixed up and jumbled,
You're looking at a 55-minute ride.
Okay. All right. Yeah, put your beats on, put whatever, listen to music, go to sleep, take a nap,
Yeah, you're watching the movie. By the time you just started the movie and got into it, it's time to get off the bus.
Yeah. Woo-wee. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with NC, man. I'm gonna go with Nelson on this one. Let's see with that. Like you said, it should be, because if they can make him one dimension, because he'd rather run the ball anyway, stop that run, make him pass, that'll be the difference of the game. This next game, Iroquois at Fairdale. Iroquois is 0-6. They travel to Fairdale 2-4. Fairdale, has had a tough season. So, need to stack them. We talked about it before. To stack the wins. It's never too late, so go ahead and take care of business. This is probably homecoming, so it's time to get fat. It's time to go ahead and pad up these stats and do what you got to do. Take care of business. Leave the game 3-4 is the mission for them. What's your thought on this game?
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up their games real quick. So me and you can be on the same frequency.
No, you good.
After this, so they won a 47-8 last week.
Mm-hmm.
You at home this week. It's like you said, it's probably homecoming. Then your next two is on the road. The games you've lost, you've been in. It wasn't like you was blown out.
Right.
You lost by 1 here. You lost by 7 here. You lost by 4. This is the type of game, if you're trying to have a 500 season, you just go ahead and let everything go. This is a confidence game for the ones that's been struggling, to catch the ball, to run the ball. This is, and for your line, this is one of those games where you get your confidence because after this is a district game. Now you're in the middle of your district, so
Right.
you have to go ahead and set the tone with the district with this
Right.
game. Keep it modest. Don't try to do nothing, but at the same time, try to get it over with quickly so you can rest some kids.
Right.
To
Right.
me, you get this game over with quick as you can to rest some kids, but at the same time, you still do what you have to do to get some other kids some confidence because those other kids are the ones you're going to need.
True. That's true. I'm riding with Ferdell. Kind of take care of business. That's all I got to say. Just take care of business. Do what you got to do. That's pretty much simple. WEB, the boys, coming off the first varsity victory, the 1-4, going at the Creek, Fern Creek. Hey, no matter what, like we talked about, it's all about building culture and everything. And hats off to Coach Durant and them for taking care of business and winning that. Jaden Mo Stiller, he leads them in receiving. He's got 11 receptions, 147 yards. Everybody's familiar with Fern Creek. Mikael Malone, 81 carries, 757 yards, 11 TDs. On the defense side of the ball, Mr. Moulton, who's been on the show, 37 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 7 sacks. 7 sacks. Keep your head up, the boys. Do what you got to do. Fern Creek, you know what the deal is. What you got?
To me, another game in which some kids may be rested because after this game, you get into district play. Just take care of business. Just got to go and take care of business. It's another game which is probably homecoming. Then after this game, it's really the real season, which we call the district play. So
Right.
you got to come to play.
Yeah. Point.
Get out of this game with no injuries. So.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. Get it over with. Get out of there and do what you got to do. Let's see. Next up, we got the Valley Vikings coming off their first victory of the season, 1-5 at Douse, winless Douse. Let's see. Let's look at something real quick. Mr. Brandon Gist, 36 rushing attempts, 262 yards, 4 TDs. He was on both our poles, offense and defense, because he leads them in tackles. He's had 75 tackles for the season, 5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. He is doing the thing big time. He also has 2 fumble recoveries. And then like getting that first win, getting out the way. So congratulations to Valley on that one. Now, Dogs, they're trying. They're going to try to get one, right? They got a new coaching staff and everything else. That right there. They got Jordan Robertson, lead them in rushing with 138 yards on 27 carries. They split in time with the quarterbacks. Stats is not looking good because basically, let's see, they've scored only 28 points. They have given up 173 points. That's disaster and waiting right there. So what you got?
Oh my goodness! With this game, to me, it's equally matched game, but the only difference is Valley has seemed to find the end zone.
Right.
There was only one game in which they didn't score this year, but they found the end zone.
Right.
A nice size line, well coached. They got an old school coach, and that those kids play for. He's an old school coach that's about the kids. Don't know too much about Dawson's coach, but I know that those kids at Valley play for him. And again, they found the end zone. Last week they scored 40.
Right.
And like you said, Dawson's yet to score. For the season has 28 points.
Yeah. Woo! That's less than 6 points. That's barely 5 points a game type stuff. I'm gonna ride with Valley on this one because, like you said, once you see getting scored and you see people scoring, you get in the end zone, it makes a difference. So I'm riding with that with Valley to go ahead and take care of business. Next up, D Sales 4-2 goes to Wagner 1-5. D Sales is led by Peyton Moulter 1358 yards passing, 13 TDs. Devon Martin leads them in receptions with 40 and 454 yards and 5 TDs. Roger Price 19 catches, but has 405, 2 TDs. He also has 3 interceptions, and one of them was a pick six. Wagner, I don't know what's going on with that program. Hopefully, it's at home. These guys can bounce back and do what they need to do. What you got on this game, man?
Man, is Valley going to? I mean, is Wagner? I'm sorry, Wagner going to be able to stop Mr. Morton?
Yeah,
That's
okay.
a tall task. You
Right.
said he had 40 catches for 400 yards.
454, 5 TDs.
And then what's the running game?
Pretty much not a big running game. It's more like a passing team. Moulter has over 1358.
So
they
is
got-
this a game in which they reverse it?
The way the stats is looking with them, I think they're gonna try to air it out, do what they need to do.
Yeah, but you got a big one next week. Even though we shouldn't talk about next week, but is this a game in which you kind of get that running game? Because again, if you go in, next week with your game plan, whatever, is this a game in which you try to get the running game going?
I don't think you put nothing on tape. I think you just do what you got to do. I mean, really,
Fair enough.
because that's a like you said, that's a biggie coming next week. So do what you got to do. Knock Wagner out as quick as possible, and make sure no one gets injured, and live another day. And speaking of that, I'm riding with these sales.
We still ain't got no Wagner heads, right?
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
we tapped out on what we can say.
Nah. No, sir. No, sorry. Christian Academy coming off the huge win last week, 5-1, going to LaRue County, 0-6. Cole Hodge. Woo, the numbers he's putting up is ridiculous, man. 1,715 yards, 24 TDs, 4 interceptions, 307 yards rushing, 1 TD. Justin Ruffin, the receiver, was on the show just like Cole was. 43 receptions, 634 yards, 7 TDs. Connor Hodge, the brother of Cole, 562 yards receiving, 9 TDs, 5 interceptions, defensive interceptions. Hey, man, all I got to say is Cal's taking care of business. They doing what they need to do. They got a biggie coming up pretty soon also. I think this is over probably by first quarter. What you got?
Excuse me 1 second. Let's see something real quick. I'm sorry, I thought I was prepared, but I wasn't. Forgive me. But again, this is all uncut. What can I say? Let's see something real quick because I want to see.
I know you ain't looking at no LaRue stuff. Don't
They
even
0-6 in the
I say don't even look at that.
Okay. So next week they got a big one.
Right.
You get this over with quick so you can rest.
Right.
You got to get it over with quick so you can rest.
First quarter. First quarter is done. It's done. It was done truly last week by second quarter.
And they was playing a much better team.
Right. This is over with. This is over with just like this piece is. It's over. Okay. Speaking of next week, this is the team they're gonna have to play. Central 2-4 goes to E-Town 0-5. No, actually they won one. They 1-5 now. Let me go ahead and get you out here. Let me put one on the board for you guys because when that stuff was out, I guess they didn't have it. So 1-5 E-Town. Let's see. Cortez Stone, 884 yards rushing, 5 TDs. Avion Johnson, McNeil, 44 tackles, 2 interceptions. They have only allowed 98 points, Central has. But They've only scored 66 points. E-Town is led by Grayson Hayner. He's passed for 1134, 11 TDs, 6 interceptions. Trey Durbin, 16 catches, 314 yards, 3 TDs, 32 carries, 188 yards, 5 TDs, so 8 TDs total. Hey, Central went to Central Hardin last week, so now they go to E-Town. What you got for me?
All I know is E-Town give up a shitload of running yards. A shitload.
Oh, well.
And again, this is a game I don't want to say that Central's probably got their eyes on next week. But this is one of those games in which they got to get over with quick, just like Cal. Because again, I'm pretty sure Mr. Stone is going to have a shitload of carries this game. But how many is too many? Do you try to get the game over with in the first quarter so you can arrest them in the second quarter, or do you just keep feeding them?
If you can get away with not having 30 carries, 30, 40, whatever the big carry total that like he normally does, you have to, because next week is right here. You know what I'm saying? You take care of this business, if you can. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. If you can, you take care of this business. That's a must. Because, wait a minute, real quick. My concern is, if I'm E-Town, man, I got 8 in the box. I mean, 9 if I have to. I mean, you're going to have to pass it, dude. That's no way. If he breaks it, that's because we can't tackle.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And like you said, last week, 30 carries.
That's a lot, bro. That's good. That's a lot. That's a lot. And he's probably going to have that again. And that's not, like I said, E-Town, it is what it is.
What?
That's a lot.
I'm putting 11 in the box.
Make them pass.
I'm putting 11 in the box.
0. Zero outside.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm playing with one high safety. Let's go.
And I'm going to tell the safeties, you got sideline to sideline, and everybody else is in the box. So we got 10 in the box to stop the run.
Yeah, because it's got heavy doses of that one. With that being said, Central defense is tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is tough. It's legit. And that's why they going to, in my mind, they probably win 15-10. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy like that. And that's the thing about it. It needs to be a low-scoring game for Central. You know what I'm saying?
It has that old Charlie Strong that old Charlie Strong. Just score 6 to 12 points, and we'll take care of the rest.
Right, because he might get 3 TDs, maybe 18-10. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I'm with you on that one. I'm gonna ride with Central. Go ahead.
Because to me, last night, it's like they struggle once they got to start throwing the ball. Like if they get down too soon and they got to start throwing the ball, that's when it's like the game plan is WTF.
Yeah. Well. Like I said, you better take care of business and make sure everybody is, I just don't think it's going to be a quickie. I just think it's going to be a long game. I do, just because they style of offense. It's going to keep E-Town in it, or hey, maybe E-Town said, hey, we got our own. Let's see what's going on. Maybe they can, crack the burrow and do what they got to do. But this one, this ain't going to be like the Cal game as far as what Cal's playing this week, to me. Bullet Central at Eastern. Eastern has completely fell apart, 2-3. Bullet Central, I can't even say fell apart. I don't think they was ever apart. They led by A.J. Lee, 468 yards. Cal side bottom, I like that, side bottom. 39 attempts, 175 yards. Let's see. Let's go this way. Let's go Eastern. We really haven't talked about Eastern in a long time, right? Since Manuel went ahead and gave them that 50 piece or whatever it was, 43 piece. Coming off back-to-back losses, has been outscored in these losses. I got this for you. They have been outscored 96-6 in the last 2 games. Manual and Fern Creek have, Eastern is led by Zane Wagner, 786 yards, 6 TDs, 6 interceptions. Tristan Martin, 181 yards on the ground, 1 TD. Joshua Shipley, 255 yards, 12 receptions, 3 TDs. What you got on me, man? Because that stat I said, but 96 to that kind of worries me. But go ahead.
Oh man, and with the two games that they've lost, they gave up a lot of rushing yards.
Right.
The Fern Creek game, they gave up a lot of passing yards. And luckily for Eastern, Bullet Central is still struggling offensively to find an identity. So you would hope that them hanging 96, get 96 on them the last 2 weeks would fire their defense up.
Yeah, and this is the perfect solution. This is the perfect probably team for you on that. I'm gonna ride with Easton. I don't think Bullet Central has enough bullets to do what they need to do. So okay, whatever. Butler, a resurgent Butler, 2-4. Goes to the Big A factory, which the Big A factory must be down because we haven't got our Big A gear. The factory must not be popping out stuff. 5-1. Hey, Daryl Johnson leads Butler with 155 yards, rushing yards, 4 TDs. They have scored. Now, you remember they were struggling to score. They have picked it up a little bit. They now are up to 78 points for the season. But they have allowed 939 yards rushing. They have allowed, 658 yards passing. Afton is led by.
Hold.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Have we got our headset?
I already said that the Big A factory is not working.
Oh, yeah. So this is going to be a quick one then.
Yeah, Quayshawn Thompson, 462 yards passing, 6 TDs. Andre Steele, 74 carries, 668 yards, 8 TDs. What you got?
We ain't got our gear yet. Next.
I'm going with Atherton on this one. The Big A factory. But they've been with Kendrick, so they ain't studying us. They've been with Kendrick, our buddy Kendrick Haskins, former Bulldog / Fern Creek. Even though he graduated from Fern Creek, they claiming him. But hey, yeah, we used to we had him first. We took care of business. Let's see. Earl Brock and Company, North Oldham, 4-2 at Franklin County, 5-0. Let's see. Jace Bullock leads North Oldham and the Earl Brock, 1366 for his passing yards, 17 TDs, and only 3 interceptions. Gray Schmedel, 42 reception, 472 yards, 5 TDs, and they have a host of other guys who have a lot of catches. Franklin County is led by Christian Moore, 405 rushing yards, 9 TDs. They have only allowed 44 yards, and their pass defense has only given up 219. So what's gonna give? Because Earl Brockenham is coming to throw that ball around. But Franklin County said, hey, our pass defense is good. So what you got for me?
Last week, they had 3 pick sixes.
Who did? Who's
Franklin
that?
County. Franklin County. They had 3 pick sixes.
Wow.
They gave up 14 yards passing,
Wow.
but they gave up 185 rushing.
Okay.
To me, if North Oldham can take care of the ball, this might be a shootout. Just saying. But can North Oldham take care of the ball? Because 3 pick sixes is crazy for any defense.
Let's take care of business.
We know he gonna let it fly.
Yeah.
So is this the game in which Earl Brock tricks us and runs the ball?
Well, can they run the ball?
Um,
That's the thing. I mean, now somebody I think is leading with like 200 some yards or something like that. So that's why they didn't. That's why I didn't say the name or whatever, because it's not a lot of yardage as far as their rushing. So you're right. We'll see, because hey, Franklin County's defense, passing defense, supposed to be all that. North Odom's passing offense is supposed to be all that. We're gonna find out. I just think that Odom County at Franklin County. Is this Franklin County's homecoming?
I'm not for sure. Not for sure.
Well,
But I'm not seeing a lot of rushing yards. Like I'm looking through North Oldham. And,
you're not. You're not.
I'm not seeing a lot of rushing yards. So
You're not.
this is gonna be a very interesting game.
Either Franklin County's pass defense is legit or it's not, and we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, and we're gonna find out this way. So I'm riding with Franklin County. I think they go ahead and take care of business. Because when you do not give up the gear, when you have games that are 50-50, it kind of goes the other way. I'm just saying. That's Patty. I understand that. South Oldham at Woodford County, 5-1, 3-1. Dragon Nation, stand up, baby. Stand up. They get it. They understand. South Oldham is taking care of business. Nick Hamilton, our guy, only has 433 yards passing, 7 TDs. He's got 553 yards rushing, 13 TDs. He has 20 TDs on the season. Cole Greenwell, 472 yards rushing, 3 TDs. Parker Ellis is leading them in tackles, 69 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Actually, Cole Greenwell, I think is the reception is no, it's got to be rushing because I didn't put the reception. Woodford County pass defense has given up 801 yards. Rush defense 495. Leighton Starks 33 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 8 sacks. But this ain't that kind of game. This is not a sack game. South Oldham Bullies is coming to town. This ain't no passing team. They're going to try to run it down their throats. Point blank. I'm telling you. South Oldham Bullies. This is the reason why the mayor and Will calls them that. What you got for me?
Okay. Is Woodford County going to sell out to stop the run?
Better.
Because if not, I seen the game where they held a team 3 yards rushing.
Who was that?
Let me see. Give me one. Hold on. I just had it. Never mind. It was okay. Never mind. Just who that it was. I don't see them stopping South Oldham from, holding us South Oldham to 3 yards. I'm gonna say that.
Okay. I'm going with the Bullies on this one. South Oldham Bullies. I think they take care of business. I think Hamilton rushes for another 3 TDs and probably pass for 1 or whatever. Dragon Nation. We're gonna try to see what we can do. We're gonna try to go ahead and see where you.
So we got some heads for us or something waiting on us.
We're gonna see what we can do and try to get out there or something big time with you. So South Oldham, the Dragons, we definitely watching. And like the mayor said, what's going on? We need some hats. We know you got plenty of them dragon hats going around. We know this ain't a Game of Thrones. We know you got them dragon hats somewhere. Speaking of dragons, St. X 3-2, Ed Rao 2-3. We know what St. X is about with Trevor, Havel, and Harbin, and Barbie, and gang. But all I got to say is this. I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Now, this is not the team for that because Ralph's offense, they're not a rushing team. They can't do it. They pass. I looked at the stats. I'm not even gonna say no stats on this game. This right here could be fool's gold because I think Ralph is probably not gonna rush the ball for over 100 yards. I don't, because they don't have a rushing game. So, but if you Saint X, you need that feel good. You need to get out, bounce back off the 2-game losing streak that you got. You lost a tough one against a rival, and tough one meaning that you lost to them. It wasn't a tough game. Trinity took care of business, but this is a good feel good. Pick up yourself because the number one problem with them is that they can't stop the run. The rushing deep. I've seen in some kind of write-up, that's what even the coach said. I've been saying it. But people have been thinking didn't know what I was talking about. And now it's an issue because people are just doing what they need to do. But Ralph's not going to do that. They're a passing team. And I know, like you said, are they going to switch? I don't think they got the people to do that. So what you think? What's your thought of this game?
My thought, this is a 1 hour and 28-minute ride.
They already there.
All right, you got to go up I-71. Who knows who's going to have a wreck? If I'm Trinity, I'm watching 300.
But this is St. X.
Oh, my bad. If I'm St. X, I'm watching 300. Because Trinity put a nice, humble pad whooping on them last week.
Like, you know what? This is what this. Let me say this real quick before we get off here. This score is probably going to be something like Saint X, 45, Rao 10, something like that. And like I said, it's going to be fool's goal as far as because they're not going to be tested on the defense, rushing defense, right? But they're going to take care of business. They are going to take care of. They're going to knock them out, point blank. It's just who you get after that because I know down the road. You have a manual team. You know what I'm saying? You have I don't know, somebody else. I'm not saying PRP because we already talked about them. They don't run the ball. But, this right here is his fool's goal. That's all I got to say on this one. Trinity goes to Cincinnati. Both teams are 3-3. Cincinnati Saint X. This is what they do. This is Zane Johnson versus Chase Herbstreit. Kirby's son, right? Herb, look, I was going to say Herbie Hancock type. Herb Handstreak, right? This is 893 yards for Johnson. Herbstreit, 990. 11 TDs for Johnson. 6 for Herbstreit. So, but thing about Trinity, they took care of business. They smacked St. X around. Sainsbury's the leading rusher, 543, 9 TDs. Mr. Lynn, 33 reception, 470 yards. But this is an Ohio team. What's your thoughts?
Man, that freshman has made me a believer in his ability to play this game of football. Again, this is Ohio school, so is Trinity going to be up? What's the mindset? You just spanked St. X the week before, and then I think you got Ballard next week. This to me might be a trap game.
Only trap I see is because it don't mean anything as far as in the state of Kentucky, right? Because this team is better than probably Ballard. No offense, just saying. Calling how I see it. And then Trinity's inconsistent. Yeah, you look like world beaters, but you got your butt beat the week before. And them 20 points against Mayo came, late. So it's like I'm not sold on that. I seen Johnson looks like he's a freshman. He's doing good things, but he has his freshman games. And his freshman games has been many, and that's okay because he's a freshman. That's okay. He's going to have his ups and downs. He needs his teammates to make sure when that's not going, They got to run the ball. They got to take care of business. Defense got to, Tronzo and company has to take care of it because they got plenty of talent, but this is up and down, and it's going to be continuing up and down. I don't know where that Ballard game is played at. I hope for Trinity is at Trinity because it's at Ballard, then it's going to be another slobber knocker. 4 straight. You going to tell me a schedule of Male, St. X, Cincinnati, St. X, Ballard. And that's not even counting because they done played other teams that's been tough. They probably have the toughest schedule in the state. So that's the reason why it's up and down. That's the reason why they 3-3. That's the reason why you have to really take care of business and stay focused. Because if you think that Trinity is just going to be like a ho-hum and you can get... No. If you're not prepared, you're going to get embarrassed like St. X got beat last week. Point blank. I just think this is a tough. We all know about the Ohio schools. We know it's tough. And I think Cincinnati, St. X is going to win this one. Big time. And if it's a trap game, hey, shame. Mayor may be right. You might be looking at Ballard because that's a district game, right? You need that.
And for Trinity, it's a get back game because Ballard ain't beat Trinity
Where's
since
that? Did you see where that game's at?
This game is going to be played at
the
Trinity.
Ballard. The Ballard. Okay.
No. It's at Ballard.
Ooh-wee. Okay. Well, anyway, let me get off here. That's okay. All right, I'm done with that. That's toughy. The goal, St. X, then another St. X is Ohio, then at Ballard, who's Ballard, even though they having a rocky season themselves. Woo. Okay. All right. Woo. Last game before we get out of here. We done kept you guys big time. Indianapolis, Roncalli 3-3 at Male 4-1. They played last year, and the difference is that Roncalli had a Purdue signee, and then they had an offensive line that was built and chiseled. You know how we talked about that PRP line, but this line was big, and they took care of business. Roncalli, like I said, 3-3. Coulter Smith leads the Bulldogs, 855 yards, 10 TDs, 4 interceptions. Chase Burton, 340 yards, rushing a TD. Shamar Gates have 7 TDs for the season, 240 yards. We all know Max Gainey, 17 catches, 330 yards, 7 TDs. They led in defense by the dynamic duo Conley and Wilson, 42 and 35 tackles, and sacks led by Kevin Rogers. This game right here is going to be line play. Roncalli lost a lot. They lost a lot of seniors and things like this, but they still playing in Indianapolis. They still, they still a good team, big time. So line play. Can Male's line stand up to Roncalli's line? And we know Spike's a monster. If you have not seen Male play, find 72. He is taking care of business, and he is pancaking guys, IHOP style, big time. So can the offensive line stand up to Roncalli's defensive line? And can the defensive line of Male stand up to Roncalli's offensive line, which it's going to be big? So this game is at Male. Should be a good one. What you thinking?
Line play. Do you let the clip? Do you empty the clip? Meaning, do you just let it all? Leave no prisoners, leave no doubt, and make and make them pay for coming here.
Right. Yeah. I get it. I'm with you. Yeah. To me, hell yeah. I'm not, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? District play next week. I think it's Southern. I think that's who they play. I might be wrong. Next week. I get it. But, you went up there. You got dealt with last year at Roncalli. So it's time to go ahead and get back. You got enough talented players and all this kind of stuff. No one's trying to let's save ourselves. That's not heard of at Male. So you need to take care of business. If you lose, at the end of the day, if you lose to a good Roncalli team to beat you up, so be it. You move on. You got Southern next week. But anytime you get a team, Indianapolis come to your own place, you need to take care of business. And I love that a lot of these, Ohio, Indiana teams is coming to Kentucky. Kentucky's going to them. Do that. So take care of business. hopefully everybody stay healthy. A good game. You get some players back, all this kind of stuff, and then you concentrate. But yeah. Hey, do what you do. You got 1,000. You got 1,000 plays. Do what you do.
And the good thing is, well, not the good thing, but this is your last home game for a minute. You got this game is your home game. Then you got 2 more in between. Then you got your last home game. So the crowd's going to be like, yo, you got like scoreboard up because that scoreboard ain't going to be working for 2 weeks.
Right. But we the Bulldogs, we travel. We travel, baby. We travel. Hey, guys. Hey, we going to see you guys basically Saturday. We do the recap show, the No Cap High School Football recap show. So make sure you get ready for that. That should be a good one. We'll have fun. Like we always say, coaches, holler at us. Let us know. Give us those stats so we can go ahead and really talk about your school and all that good stuff. Hey, man, it's been real like always. Hey, make sure you guys take care of business this week. I'm rooting you guys on, Southern, without a doubt. The mayor taking care of business. Anything on the last? What you got, Mayor? Anything?
Nah, man, just let's get some good football. About to go play a game, probably a game of Uno real quick for my daughter to go to bed, but nothing major. Okay,
that's cool. That's superstar, man. That's all I got to say. That's superstar. Hey, we out of here. Peace.
It's 8 p.m. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah.
It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.